Hey guys, MCU Collector here with another figure review. Next up is the Hasbro Marvel Legends series X-Men Starjammers Chod Build-A-Figure Wave. Here we have Marvel's Kid Omega. This review is probably not going to be a very long one. I'll quickly go through this figure. The figure is actually really good. This uses the Amazing Fantasy Spider-Man body, so it is a little bit of a smaller body mold, but it's really nice. It's all pinless and everything. We get the inverted diaphragm and ab crunch going on in there, so really good. But there are a couple of issues with this figure. Like, he has this like this psionic gun piece, which is cool. It's, you know, a translucent pink plastic. It's done really nice, sculpted nicely. But he doesn't have trigger finger hands. So what? Like, why would you give him a gun that he can't actually put his trigger finger in? So that's weird. So he has fists out of the package, and then we also get an extra set of C grip hands that do have the vertical hinge on them, which is nice. But no trigger finger hands, so that's a bit odd. So extra set of hands, and then, you know, we have the weapon. He does come with the Build-A-Figure piece for Chod. This is the torso, as you can see there. He should kind of have the fin like going on in the back. We did not get that on here, but they at least kind of painted these spikes a yellowish lime green color. So, you know, that is like close to it, but not exactly. You know, it should be like kind of, you know, the fin kind of going out there. So looking at the hand, I had mentioned before that in the last video that I think the hands are newly sculpted. I still have to kind of look through that and see if that is the case. But Chod should only actually have 4 fingers and not 5. But then I'm also wondering, are these the armadillo hands? So I got to, you know, compare those to Armadillo and see if he has those hands. But anyway, we'll throw this off to the side there, and we'll get into it with Kid Omega. Looking at the package, see the X-Men logo down there, X logo up at the top, the Chod. We are down almost close to the end chamber, will be the last figure. Side artwork of Kid Omega looking pretty good there. Back of the package, you see what it comes with and all of that, so not a whole lot there. But we have the figure here, and then again, the figure is really good, but not a whole lot to really go over. So we'll just quickly go through it and take a closer look at him now. Okay, so here's the closer look at the Kid Omega head sculpt, and it looks really good. He's got pink hair, as you can see. It kind of comes down. I don't know if this is like a mohawk type style. It is a separate piece on there, so he does have kind of the bald head. These glasses are kind of keyed in there and glued in, so they're rubbery, they move around, but that's not something that you're really going to be able to remove, so just a heads up on there. But that looks pretty good. The digital face print, not a whole lot going on. You just get a little bit of the eyes and a little bit of the lips, but it looks good. The design on his suit, you can see, is just a pink color. You get the Omega kind of symbol, Omega there, a little bit of line work on the forearms, and then just the rest of the figure is just all done in this light black or super dark gray color, and that's really it. So the paint lines are all clean on here, no real issues, but again, he doesn't actually come with a whole lot. So now let's go ahead and take a look at his articulation. Okay, so Kid Omega's articulation, if you have the Amazing Fantasy Spider-Man, or you have the Franklin Richards figure, or you have the cel-shaded animated Spider-Man Walmart exclusive retro figure, you know what to expect. He can look down this much. The head is on a disc hinge, so he can look up that much there, which is good. Solid amount of movement there. You can do a full rotation in that head, of course. Pivot, no, not really any pivot going on in there, unfortunately. The shoulder you can get to go straight on out like so. You can get a full rotation in there. There is the butterfly joint, so butterfly can only go back so far, and then can come forward so much. Let's see, to work it. Really good cross arm. Crossbody there, though, which is nice. This is the Amazing Fantasy Spider-Man arms. As you can see, we have those pegs in there where the web wings go. At this point, they should have created regular arms to fill those holes in, but they have yet to do that. In the grand scheme of things, it's not super noticeable, and it doesn't affect the deco. But yeah, still, they should fill those in. Or use different arms, because the retro Spider-Man figure actually used different arms. And I don't know if I like that more. I think they were a little bit big or a little long. Anyway, upper bicep swivel, double jointed pinless elbows, as you can see there. Wrists swivel and they do hinge. Again, the C-grip hands have the vertical hinge. and the fists have the standard horizontal hinge. There. So here at the ab, so again, we get the diaphragm cut. So he could tilt to his left that much. He could tilt to his right that much. Not a whole lot, really. Going back is very little. And then coming forward is surprisingly very little. But we have the inverted ab. So coming forward total, this figure can crunch forward that much. He can go back quite a bit there. You have the swivel at the diaphragm cut. There is no waist swivel. And then legs go out that far apart. He can't kick forward super duper high, as you could see there. Doesn't really go back. You got an upper thigh cut in there. A solid double jointed pinless knee gives you that much bend there. You do have a calf swivel. Foot hinges all the way down. You get some hinge up, ankle pivot, pecals at the bottom of the feet. And then one thing about this is, yes, the upper diaphragm is pretty limited. When you combine it with the ab crunch and everything, and you get those legs to move forward, you can crunch this figure to an insane amount that no other figure can really do. Even this Renew Your Vow Spider-Man figure cannot do this. So again, that's why this figure is actually probably, this body mold is like the most articulated, because you can do this, which other figures just simply cannot do. So that's why this is a really good body mold, but it's on a figure that I don't know if a lot of people are screaming, you know, we want a Kid Omega figure. He's part of a newer Generation X team, is also part of X-Force. I'm not really sure exactly which figures, which other characters would really work to go alongside him if we have any of those particular looks. I saw one particular cover of Kid Omega, along with the Wolverine, the House of X Wolverine, but that suit that Kid Omega was wearing is not actually this one, but at least I have that Wolverine handy, so I can do side-by-side comparison here. So even though Kid Omega is on a smaller, like teenage size body, I would say, still taller than Wolverine, as you could see. But yeah, that's it for Kid Omega. We're just going to roll right into it and see how he compares with the rest of the wave. Correction, he is wearing the suit, and you can see Wolverine right there. So I got through the entire video, and I didn't even show a close-up of his weapon. So again, here, this is like a psionic energy, similar to what like Psylocke could do. So here we have it. It's molded very nice. The sculpted detail on there is very nice. You can see revolver barrel there. He's got the trigger space, but no trigger finger hands. But this is really nice. It's just done in a pink plastic, translucent plastic, and it's pretty hard, not very pliable. There, a little bit more towards the handle, because that's where it really gets thinner, but looks really nice. There, just wanted to make sure I showed that off before I ended the review. Okay, so here is the wave so far. We have Fang, Corsair, Cyclops, Monet St. Croix, or Monet St. Croix, and Emma Frost. And then here, Kid Omega. He is an Omega level mutant, which is pretty crazy. He is just super powerful. His name is Quintavious Quirinius. Okay, Quintavious Quirinius Quentin Quire. Kid Omega. Man, that is a mouthful. There's no way to like remember. I have to be reading that and trying to say it together. So his abilities are telepathy, telekinesis, and genius level intellect. Notable aliases Kid Omega and Phoenix. Partnerships with Wolverine. Team affiliations Omega Gang, Xavier Institute, Generation X, West Coast Avengers, and X-Force. So lots of cool things, but he's unfortunately not a character that I've heard of, not a character that I've seen anybody really ask for. But you know, it's a good figure because it uses, you know, the Amazing Fantasy Spider-Man body mold, which is, you know, an awesome body mold. So it's nice to see it continue to be used, where we get figures that are all pinless, which is nice because every single one of these figures are pinless. But then we're going to finish off the wave with Chamber, which is a huge disappointment because that one is pins galore, terrible body galore, and not the suit you would think that it would come with, especially in a wave that has Monet St. Croix from Generation X, and you include Chamber, and he doesn't match the outfit. Like, missed opportunity big time. But I get it. This is probably an expensive wave. Chamber helps balance out the cost of the wave, We don't ultimately care about that. We would like to see all new stuff to begin with. Like Chamber would have been really nice to be in the same wave as Generation X characters, to have the Generation X suit, the matching suit. Unfortunately, it's not. But you guys let me know down in the comments below, what do you think of this Kid Omega figure? Are you happy that Hasbro is releasing one? And what do you think of it? Let me know in the comments below. Let me know what you think of the wave so far as well. If you guys liked this video, please do me a favor and hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you haven't already done so. Hit that join button to become a channel member and be a part of the MCU Collective. And as always, thank you for watching.